I'm just looking at the lyrics for Iris and being emo about Tobias.
We have to start recording before we lose all this good content. Andalites, Hortophysia, Yerks, and Taxons if you manage to get some earbuds in. Welcome, folks, to the Wonder Yerks for all your Animorphs reading and occasional rewatching needs. I'm Blair.
And I don't want the world to see me because I don't think that they'd understand. When everything's made to be broken, I just want you to know who I am, which is Seda. I'm Seda. Hello, I'm Seda.
Hey, Seda.
They play that song in this book.
They do.
Spoiler alert.
It was such a weird pull, and so early on, I was like, I feel like whenever an actual piece of literature mentions something that I'm familiar with, it always sends me for a loop, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's so like, obviously, Animorphs is super 90s, this is known, but when they just have those, like, specifically, so I even actually Googled, like, Goo Goo Dolls 1998 because I wanted to make sure that it was actually Iris that they were talking about, that they didn't have like a pre-hit that for some reason the Animorphs would be like mentioning like a song before that was big. I'm sure they did, but no, I Googled it just to make sure, and then I was like, fuck yeah. The Goo Goo Dolls.
The Goo Goo Dolls. Now that's not a name I hear very often.
No, it's not a good band name.
It's really, really bad. It sucks to see, hear, and say.
Yeah. It sounds like morphing noises.
Oh no.
I hated the Goo Goo Dolls for a while because they did a cover of a Supertramp song. And I really loved Supertramp when I was a kid. I still do, but I like super loved Supertramp. And they covered it, and I was like, you ruined my favorite band. You do one of my songs from favorite band. You can't even how good you can do it. Which is how I talked when I was 12, probably.
Among us.
It's like the same thing as when like Jay-Z used that Linkin Park song. And I was like, ugh, God, you're just gonna go around using Linkin Park in your rap music. And now I like fully recognize that Numb Encore slaps harder than Numb. Maybe that's controversial, but
this is only semi-related, but do you remember when Rihanna, I think, sampled Numa Numa, and me being like the 13-year-old weeb I was? It's called something else, but that's just what I know.
Something like that. Yeah.
And I like heard it on a bus once, and I was like, oh, I think I'm actually dying right now. I think my soul is... Because first I thought they were just playing the song, and then Rihanna was there, and I was like, oh, this kind of heightens the experience somehow.
What a pull for, like, a pop music sample.
Yeah, it's so strange. So strange. Because only really has meme notoriety. I mean...
Yeah.
You know. More meme.
Yeah, I mean,
rap.
It's actually a pretty good song.
Right.
But it's not like, I don't think that it was known for anything except for the kid dancing to it.
Right.
Which I do remember watching on like dial-up internet that took, 20 something minutes to like load the video. And then we were like, look at this guy dancing to this song. The internet's amazing.
I remember desperately trying to find the song on iTunes so I could put it on my iPod Shuffle in elementary school.
Yeah. I'm sure
weak.
that I like probably downloaded it from LimeWire under the name like the Numa Numa song rather than its actual name, and who the fuck knows what the artist was that LimeWire said it was, because I doubt it was the real one.
Definitely not. I came onto the whole pirating scene pretty late because I don't think I even knew what LimeWire was until it wasn't a thing anymore.
Yeah.
So I was just
Yeah,
a good
it was kind of
law-abiding
one of the
citizen.
early ones. I'm sure that I've told this story on a podcast before, so I'll just mention it really briefly. But I did take down my parents' entire office network, trying to download a Pink song from Kazaa. Uh, I downloaded a virus and it literally took down the entire building's network because they were all connected. And I just never fessed up to that crime, but I've told the story on air before, I guarantee. So maybe somebody will learn sometime that it was the 7-year-old
Yeah,
who,
the
who
intersection
destroyed the
between
computers.
people who want to listen to people talk about Animorphs and people who worked at that business would be
Probably
really something.
lower. Yeah.
Your chances probably aren't super
It's
significant.
Yeah, it's hard for me to estimate how old those people were because who knows, maybe they were like 35, but I was really young, so they seemed like 106.
Right.
So I'm like they're not possibly still alive, are they? They'd be like 600 years old. But then I'm like, well, no, they might be 50.
Right.
No, well, yeah, they're probably older than that, but you
Around
know,
there. Something reasonable.
yeah, they're probably not the fucking crypt keepers.
Unless they are.
Unless they are. Wouldn't that be cool? That's like my cool claim to fame. I go on like a Reddit thread that's like, what was your weirdest celebrity encounter? And I'm like, my parents worked with the fucking crypt keeper. uh,
It's good.
yep. Oh, I'm like very caffeinated today, and then I took a nap, so I'm just gonna have a lot of different energies going on,
Oh, word, yeah.
and it's gonna be fine.
Mm-hmm.
This cover is
Yeah, let's
fine.
get into it. Yes, we read book 33, The Illusion, and
Yeah.
the cover is an illustration of a hawk turning into an Andalite with a semi-transparent young man in the background.
I like. It's so funny to me that they do. They're like, by the way, this is Tobias' book, and because here's a little boy hidden in the background. It's like, what? Why?
There's nothing about this cover that isn't ridiculous.
Yeah. No, that's very true.
Just on account of the fact that just Andalites look very, very ridiculous in
Yeah.
general.
And you get sort of like a hippogriff thing going on in the middle
Yeah,
between a hawk and an andalite,
but like the worst kind.
but the really bad kind of hippogriff, yeah. And then
Oh
I guess
no.
they want Tobias in the background to have like a similar facial expression, but a human can't make any of the expressions that the Andalite and Hawk are making, so he just
Right.
sort of looked concerned with a mushroom cut.
Yeah. Which seems pretty, that's how I would be, you know?
I would be very concerned
With a
if I
mushroom
saw
cut.
this. I'm not a huge fan of what's happening with the one right before full Andalite, so like the fourth one.
Mm-hmm.
Because you've got sort of a puffy, like bee stung Andalite face with
Uh-huh.
a mouth that looks like he's about to yell.
Yes.
Like he's really been trying to hold back and can't anymore.
Yeah, I feel like he's mad at me and I did something
Yeah.
wrong. I didn't put the
Uh-huh.
dishes away or something and he's really upset about it.
Yeah.
And also the man hands, like the human man hands on the last Andalite.
I
Like the
know.
last one. um, I just don't like how this artist doesn't have Andalites be all over blue. They're like pink in spots. And it
Yeah, and there's
sucks.
no reason for it.
It sucks. It's the face and the hands, and they look like adult human man hands.
Yeah, and I know that this is just like the art style of the Andalite, but yet again, in this book, we get another like discussion about how Andalite arms are like weak and puny and stupid. But here they are. Here's a teen Andalite with giant man hands. Just drives me crazy.
Look, there's a lot to unpack about common artist interpretations of Andalites.
Yeah. I will say one thing that I really do like, though. I like the second one. I like the hawk with little stalk ears starting to come out.
Yeah.
I think I'm kind of into that one.
Yeah, it's got 4 legs, but wings too.
Yeah, this looks like somebody trying to do a medieval, like trying to mash up hard sci-fi and fantasy.
Yes.
Like they're like, I want to do aliens, but I want them to be like medieval, like Tolkien-esque.
Yeah. What an idea.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, that's kind of Andalites, but elves, you know?
Word. Oh
Yeah.
no, I think we've definitely had this discussion, but it's not something I think about very often. So it always kind of hits me with its full force.
Yeah.
Every time I think about how Andalites are just elves.
I know. So one of the reasons I loved this book so much was that we get some more glimpses into like Andalite culture. Because we get, I mean, I'm sure the cover will have you assuming Tobias is going to turn into an Andalite at a certain point.
Yes.
He acquires Axe and he turns into it. So we get Axe trying to teach him how to be an Andalite and do some stuff, and also like more glimpses into what it's actually like to physically be one. Because obviously Axe doesn't know how to describe what it's like to be an Andalite because he just is one.
Right.
Like, you can't describe what it feels like to have a human brain because unfortunately we got him. And you have nothing to compare it to.
Right.
Though, actually, I guess that doesn't really count for the Animorphs. They can compare it to other brains. They can compare it to all sorts of other brains. But not a lot of other sentient creatures, I guess.
Right. Now, they have a couple at their disposal.
They got a couple. I'm very curious if, like, Andalites look different enough. Like, I don't think there's literally any canon answer that you could possibly give. But, like, Tobias acquiring Axe and then turning into Axe in front of Visser 3, would Visser 3 be like, yo, what the fuck? You're the same guy.
I thought that too. The only reason I think, yes, probably to someone who knows Andalites particularly well, and despite the fact that Visser 3 is, like, controlling an Andalite body, he's also a huge fucking dumbass. Yeah. So I think that probably is in their favor as well.
That's true. Yeah. The Yeerk has to, like, filter the information, and the Yeerk, obviously, as is well documented, doesn't know how to put 2 and 2 together.
Oh, Mr. 3 doesn't know basic math.
He just does not know anything. Oh, God. Okay, so basic math segue was gonna be something about school, and then my brain stopped working. They're at a school dance.
Yes. Oh, this intro is so strange. Oh, it's so strange. I
love the, like, hits of Marco we get in the first scenes, where Marco's just, like, at his most, like, extroverted class clowny. He's just, like, performing full choreographed fucking dances in the school gymnasium or whatever.
Yeah.
And being like, don't you guys know how to have fun? And Tobias and Rachel are like, no.
We have depression.
And Marco's like moonwalking, and he's like, fine, I'll find my own party. And it's like, oh my, what the fuck, Marco?
I love him so much.
I know. I just really identify with him at this age, especially, and younger. When I would go to school dances, I was called out at one point for when slow music would play, I would just do the chicken dance really, really slowly and like everyone else would, like, find a friend or a crush and they'd be, like, slow dancing, and I'd be off to the side, like, and do the dance really slowly, and then I guess that was interpreted as mocking the other children, and so I was told to stop. I don't think I was making fun of them. I think that's just who I was. And, like,
you were just having fun.
Like, I was having my own time, you know? I remember one time I, like, decided to slow dance with my best friend because everyone was like, you gotta slow dance with them, Betty. And I was like, fine. Yo, bud, let's go. And we were like, and I had, like, a can of Coke in one hand from hitting up that fucking snack table or whatever.
Right.
And I had, like, my hands on his shoulders, and I would just, like, take one off and sip from this can of Coke every, like, few beats. And one of my friends came up and, like, took it from my hand and gave me a look. And I was like, and had to, like, actually commit to putting my hands on his shoulders. I was like, what a... Like, even, like, sexuality aside, what a glimpse into the future of my dating life. and like my entire romantic history, that some people would be like, can you take this seriously? And I'd be like, Mike, hey, give me my drink. Okay, fine.
It's just metaphorically drinking Coke through everything. It's life, I guess.
Just sipping my soda in the school cafetorium.
Cafetorium?
Was that not the thing?
Auditorium and cafeteria, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like where the school plays would be. Yeah.
I mean, I understand the concept of it, but that's not, no. That's not me.
Yeah.
I only went to one school dance. I went to like my sophomore year homecoming, and then I was like, fuck all of this. This is not fun. But it was hosted in the cafeteria, and then we had something that was affectionately called as the pit, where all the freshmen sat for lunch, and that's just
of course.
So the dance just happened in the pit, so that was fun, I guess.
That's great. I went to a lot of school dances, but I still I still go dancing all the time. So obviously when I had more energy and was a teenager, I also did. I think that I stopped going to school dances when they got really like school spirity, because I went to a school that was like, I mean, I guess most high schools are really obsessed with themselves, but like mine got pushy about it.
Sure.
And then, yeah, just lost my train of thought. Oh, I kept saying that I would go back to a school dance in high school if they played, there was a Miley Cyrus song where she taught you how to do a dance in the song. I think it was called Boom to Clap or something.
I think you're right.
Hoedown Throwdown.
Yes.
Yeah. I started insisting that I would go to a dance if they would play the Hoedown Throwdown. And they never did. And it's like, guys, you just need to play it once. You just need to let me do the dance. I have not thought about this in a little while.
I'm a little surprised that they wouldn't, because that seems like exactly the song they would play at my school.
I think that, because this would have been when I was in like grade 11 or 12. And
sure.
So I was doing it kind of ironically. I was doing it incredibly ironically, obviously. But I think that it was too close to, I was like one level of irony more than the general populace at the time. So it was like too close to sincere for them to be comfortable playing it. And I was all the way out there with irony poisoning, be like, play the Hoedown Throwdown.
But like the most fun kind of irony poisoning.
Yeah, exactly.
When where you dance about it.
When will you dance about it? I love to dance about things.
Oh God.
Yeah.
So anyway.
Yeah. So Rachel, like Tobias suspects that Rachel's trying to purposefully get him trapped in his human morph, which is interesting.
Yeah. Because that is kind of exactly what it feels like is happening anyway. Because he looks at the clock, he's like, shit, I've got 8 minutes until I gotta not be a human person anymore. And like he like bolts, and then Rachel has like this long conversation with him, like just like unpack. She's like, let's unpack right now. And he's like, I am a little bit on a timetable.
Right. So this entire book, like the entire way through, felt very cinematic to me in the way that it was written. Like they were very, very focused on the visuals of what was happening. And that starts really early, because as Tobias is like running to find somewhere that he can demorph, Rachel's like, hey, wait, let's talk about it. And Tobias slides to a stop in front of a like school project that was displays of birds of prey. And he actually calls it out.
God.
He's like, this is ironic, or like, this is funny, or whatever. But it's, and that, because I can see the shot happening where he just stops and he looks at her, and then he looks at the poster, and then like looks back at her. And then I don't know. Okay. I don't think that this scene was dishonest, because I think that the emotions, I just think it was a little clumsy, with Rachel being like, she literally says, because they're talking about how like, oh, it's not normal for a human girl to date a bird.
Right.
And then Rachel literally says, I'm not just a warrior, I'm a girl.
And
it's like, okay.
Like, I get it, but I don't think that would be the language she would use. You know what I mean?
Exactly, yeah. And I think
she probably called herself like a kid or something like that, because that is what she is, you know?
Yeah, totally. And I think that, like, it displays especially, I think that they probably needed to have the dialogue, but the rest of the book is so filled with Tobias having this incredible sense of what people are saying underneath what they're actually saying, that having it explicitly said felt extra clumsy to me.
Sure, yeah.
Which is another detail I love about this book, that Tobias is so good at reading people.
Yeah.
And seeing that from his perspective is like amazing. Is really cool.
Yeah, this, I mean, I've always loved Tobias, but this was such like a profoundly impactful Tobias book where I was like, oh, you are like my actual adopted son.
I know, it's true.
Like,
oh my
to a
god,
really
and
heightened level.
we like so quickly we get into that because so like as Tobias is running around, he sees Chapman has cornered Eric and is like, I've seen you at the sharing and I just saw that you were smoking and you can't do that because the sharing all need to be good boys or whatever. And then he runs the other way so that Chapman doesn't see him, and he runs into another teacher who he describes as like one of his only friends when he was a human. And he describes the teacher as young and a dreamer, like an older me. And like this teacher seems to genuinely care about him, like seems disappointed when he can't find him, and when Rachel's like, no, I don't think that was Tobias, and seems like genuinely sad, but Tobias actually being like, oh yeah, you were like one of the only people I could talk to, and you're like artsy and cool, like I probably would have been. Bye, I gotta be a bird. I was like clawing at my own heart.
That is so interesting. I like want to like read like probably like a fan exploration of like all these tertiary characters, you know? And like their relationship with the chaos that's happening around them that they are just not privy to, you know?
Totally. I'd love to like get the perspective of some of these teachers like after the series. Like I didn't write this teacher's name down. I think it was like Mr. K or something like that. And I'd love to get the perspective of him being like, oh, there was this really sad kid with like a lot of family troubles, and I always saw a lot of potential in him and tried to nourish that. And then he just stopped coming to school. And then it turns out he was fighting a war against my boss. It's like, oh shit.
Yeah.
And as he like Jake is, I know that Jake was like doing something before, but I love that Tobias like turns into a bird and then just like flies by Jake sitting alone on a bench.
He's an introspective young man.
He is. It just makes me think of that like Parks and Rec screen cap where Adam Scott's character is like eating soup alone on a bench at lunchtime, and they're like, is he eating soup alone? It's like, yes, that's Jake. And Tobias describes him as having the eyes of an old man.
Yeah.
I love Tobias's like perspective on Jake in this because he's talking about how like, I mean, they're so honest with each other in such a lovely way, where Jake's like making jokes about famous like military leaders, and Tobias is like, you've been reading up, bud? And Jake's like, shh, I want it to be effortless.
Oh, it was so funny and so cute. And it's, yeah. It's fun to see Jake in a less serious role, but still his serious, like, extremely intense child self, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
He's just fun.
It's, and Tobias is basically like, Jake's telling me the right things, but it's hard to tell with Jake if they're real anymore, because he's boss man.
Yeah. Yeah, he says something about, like, Jake used to be, like, an honest person to, like, a fault, basically, and now he's just not, you know?
Yeah.
And another interesting thing is that a couple girls say hi to Jake, and he, like, clearly doesn't recognize them. And there's, like, I can't remember who says it, but someone says, one of them makes note of the fact that, you know, they're just both so involved with saving the world and whatever that they don't have time to socialize the same way that they used to, even though other people are still aware of their presences.
Yeah. They, like, a couple girls walk by and they're like, hi, Jake. And he's like, hey, Brittany. And she's like, whatever. It's like, oh no. And we basically learn that the Chi have lost track of the anti-morphing ray. They just don't know where it is. The whole thing with Eric getting quote unquote caught smoking just never stops being funny to me. It like, just like, and it's called out. Like Tobias is like, imagine like a stupid, like an ageless android smoking, and then Axe, of course. I always like aliens coming in and trying to describe weird human destructive tendencies.
Yes.
He's like, I don't get it. So you just light like paper and plants on fire? What's the problem? And the kids are like, well, it's not good for you, and it's addictive, and that's not great. And Max is like, huh.
But, like, as if Andalites don't also have things like that, too, probably.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. And for all of this part so far, I've been so excited. Like, it's a little intense, but it's not more intense than I expected Tobias' book to be.
Right.
And then I get really hyped up because they realize to try and find the anti-morphing ray, they're gonna get captured on purpose.
Captured on purpose! I was like, it was like Captured on Purpose started happening, and I was like, I am so excited to be excited about Captured on Purpose with Sada later.
Yeah, same. Yep. I wrote it down in all caps with yes with like 7 S's. Just got really excited. And they're like, they start deciding who's going to get captured on purpose, which I love the logistics of that. And Jake is like, well, I should get captured on purpose because it was my plan. And then Axe is like, I should get captured on purpose so that if the anti-morphing ray works, they morph me back into an Andalite and they're not surprised to see a human. And then Tobias like looks at Jake and is like, Jake looks upset. What's Jake upset about? What would Jake be upset about? What would upset Jake? Me being in danger would upset Jake. Fuck. He knows that I have to do it, but he wants me to volunteer. Shit. Okay. Hey guys, maybe I should It's like, we don't get a lot of Cassie in this book, unfortunately. But the little moments we do get, I really appreciate, because she has a moment here where she like looks up at Tobias, and Tobias just like describes her facial expression as being like sick and proud and like worried. And I just, the two of them are the like obviously the hearts of the group. Yeah. And so I really appreciate their like their friendship, even though we don't see as much of it as I would prefer.
Yeah, it's just a little connection. Also, Cassie is like constantly the one who's like, everyone's like volunteering, and she's like, okay, you could die. Like, you could die. There's nobody remembering that you could die. Like, let's not all be self-sacrificial here. Let's be, responsible about this.
They truly, in every mission, have a, like, I am Spartacus moment that Cassie's like, no, guys, only one of us can be Spartacus. Logistically.
So she's, like, shockingly, like surprisingly practical for, like, her character trope or whatever. Like, she's a very, very practical person.
Yeah. Which I appreciate, because it would be so easy to make her just like idealistic and foolish, but she's not that at all. And I like that because it's both interesting and also hints at like a little bit of darkness in her that is way cooler than trying to just make her like sunshine and flowers all the time.
I think she has the same like propensity towards idealism as that the rest of them do. It's just a very well balanced cast.
Yes, it's true. I love, there's a moment, because so basically the mission revolves around the fact that the Yerks are opening, well, the Sharing is opening this big community center. They're having like a big ribbon cutting and whatever, and presenting awards to people in the Sharing. And Eric has a line where he's like, guys, there's one more thing that I think we should be thinking about. And everyone's like, what? And he says, we don't think that the Yerks built this community center out of concern for the community. And it's completely serious, and everyone's like, yeah, Eric. No shit.
I love Eric so much. So much fun.
Yeah, and basically they realize that Tobias has to get captured on purpose, and they decide that he should acquire Axe, so that if he has to, quote-unquote, demorph, it's more realistic that he becomes an Andalite. And I guess I knew it was coming because of the cover, and then even after the conversation started, I was like, yeah. And then I was so shocked by how, like, touching the entire next while was with Axe and Tobias. Because Axe, like, leads off with saying, like, we're family and we're blood related, kind of, but you're not really technically part Andalite. But now you will be, because you'll have my DNA in you, and I'm really glad about that.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, holy shit. Like,
family.
It's already so beautiful, and then especially with these two characters for whom, like, their loss of family has been so, like, intrinsic to them, and, like,
Right.
discovering that in each other has been such this, like, rewarding thing.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh.
I love it. It's funny when, like, the found family is also weirdly also, like, biological family somehow, but, like, by surprise.
Yeah, absolutely. I think about that because with Jake and Rachel too, like, they are cousins, but, you know, obviously they're discovering that they have to lean on each other in more ways than they expected.
Yeah, I don't think I could depend on my cousins like this.
I'm thinking about it. Would I go to war with any of my cousins?
I mean, I guess desperate times, you know, but
yeah.
I'd prefer not to if I could avoid it.
Exactly. And, yeah, and then this just sort of segues into, like, the incredible Andalite stuff that I loved, because Tobias morphs an Andalite, and, of course, first he's like, whoa, Andalite's strong. Muscle. Big. Yeah, go fast. Look at how powerful. And then he's like, ooh, and I feel Andalite brains are really logical and intense, but also really optimistic. Like, I just feel hopeful inside of me. And he looks over and Axe is, like, smiling at him. Well, smizing at him, I guess.
Yes.
And is basically like, yeah, I think that deep down we are peaceful, and we weren't meant for all of this, but necessity, like, we had to learn how to channel that love for learning and love for life into battle. And it's important, but it'd be nice to go back to the other one.
Yeah, which is so interesting because Andalites have such militaristic culture. It's like almost to the foundation of their culture at this point, you know?
Yeah. And it's so interesting to think about how long that's been going on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's also classic that like optimism can be an intrinsic part of a species. Whatever. I get it. I'm sure there's a certain indomitable human spirit that Axe feels when he turns into a human as well, or whatever.
Sure. And it's the desire for snacks.
It's snacks. That is sort of the defining trait of humans for Axe, isn't it? It has mouth. If he becomes a dog, does he, like, die? Like...
Oh no, he must. But I feel like it's particular for it's complex maybe, but it's particular for humans because they both have the capacity for snacks, but also the capacity to create new snacks. You know what I mean?
Very true. Yeah.
Whereas dogs are just beholden to the snacks that are available to them.
It's so true. Dogs don't really have, like, food culture. They just have eat food. I don't remember if they've ever actually, like, explicitly detailed this, but we know that Axe has, like, a sunset ritual type thing. Mm-hmm. And he's like, well, Tobias, while you're going to be in Andalite form with me, let's go do the little ritual. Let's go drink. And Tobias describes himself as having the thirst in his legs being quenched, which I don't like. But, like,
it makes
that's
a
fine,
certain sense that I hate.
Yeah. And I loved the, like, what is said, like, when the sun is setting, they have a thing that's like from the sunset to the sunrise to when it sets again or whatever. But the part I wrote down that I really love was every evening they say, we place what is hard to endure with what is sweet to remember and find peace.
That's really nice.
It's so lovely. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And I like that as a hint of like who Andalites have apparently always been, like this more peaceful culture that has just kind of warped itself into a fighty boys.
Yeah. Yeah. Which makes a certain amount of sense on account of like one of their defining characteristics, which is to say morphing is like wholly separate. It's like technology, wholly separate for them, you know? It's not something that just naturally occurred. It's like...
It's still so hard for me to wrap my head around that.
Right.
Like, the being separate technology, because they were just introduced at the same time. So the fact that it was like a weapon they made, I'm like, what?
It's cool though. I think that take on it is really cool.
Yeah. And then of course we get the perfect display of the duality of Axe, which is that we get this lovely, beautiful scene of him training with Tobias and showing him, their shared culture and all of this stuff. And then we see him in human morph, just covered in cotton candy. Sticking his hand fully into a fondue. We get like I love these pages. We get like 4 or 5 pages, it feels like, maybe like at least, of just Tobias trying to guide Axe through a party in human morph while all of the other kids as flies try to also stay with them. And it's like, it's really dialogue heavy, and it's really like communicated through Tobias being like, and so you're gonna take the strawberry and you're gonna dip into the fondue. Use the strawberry, please, Axe. Use the and you're gonna want to not eat that. You're gonna not want to eat that because Marco's on there, and Marco's like, please don't eat it. And he's like, yeah, no, I'm trying to get him not to eat it, Marco. I'm trying real hard.
So they're all at the award ceremony for like the new community center. Sort of like there's just a whole bunch of things that are going on right now. Yeah. And Jake is there, and just as Jake. Jake playing Jake because his brother controller is getting an award, I guess.
Yeah, for like going up the ranks of the sharing, whatever that means. I guess it's akin to like a Boy Scout organization.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's I just, as with a lot of Yerk things, I don't know if it's a particularly good cover. For
it already feels like a cult,
technique.
so
exactly.
So, and they were also talking about how there's a new underground way to get to the Yerk pool that's now developed. So it's just they're just all reconnaissancing the whole situation. Plus captured on purpose shenanigans. So all that chaos happens. It's really fun.
Yeah.
And then something I for some reason had a hard time getting my brain wrapped around is that they discover that the underground like system is through a playground tunnel. So they scope that shit out, and then because they see people going in and not coming out the other end, and they go in, and then there's like a pneumatic tube, and it's like, oh, this is a trap. I guess they've decided. There was like some detail there that I missed as how they figured that out.
I had a similar problem, so I think that it just sort of happened really quickly. I think there might have been something involved with like you have to hit certain codes, or the whole thing might have been a trap. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, because...
But they're like, well, it's a trap, so I guess now we have to pretend to fall into this trap.
Captured on purpose!
I love... So we get a little bit of good Visser 3 just before everything goes down, because Visser 3 shows up in Human Morph to, like, do the awards. And at one point, a fly, which is actually Cassie, buzzes by him. And he's like, there's a fly! And 4 of his guards, like, leap forward. And just imagine if you saw that with, like, a real human man. Like, this really important person is like, there's a fly, and 4 guards, like, freak out and start doing shit. Like, whoa.
Like, there has to be normies there in the audience that are just like...
Like, whoa, germaphobe? Or...
Who's this man?
He, like, Cassie finds Jake and, like, lands on his cheek, and Visser 3 comes up and goes to, like, slap Jake across the face to get this fly, and Jake catches his arms, and they, like, stare each other down.
It is
and
such a tense moment. It's great.
Such a tense moment. And also, can you imagine, like, what an Animorph's way to die is Cassie just gets crushed to death on Jake's face.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no.
I was like, you know what? Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But then she hides out in the shirt pocket.
they get trapped, and there's a thing where they're in a trap, and then the trap is a different trap, and they're in a different room. Or something. Tobias is like, Rachel is on Tobias as a fly, and then we meet a very hot human.
Yeah.
As is constantly impressed on us. I understand that this is plot relevant later, but I consider a personal favor to me that they gave this controller a human name to refer to her by. But this controller is Subvisor 51, and she's super hot. She's like supermodel hot. She's hot like Rachel is hot, but a little older. And it's like, okay, Jesus. But she says to everybody to call her Taylor, and I love the contrast here between Taylor and Chapman. He makes like a bird pun because they've captured Tobias, and she's like, shut the fuck up. You sound like a Batman villain, and I hate you.
This is really interesting because I was like thinking about how I love how the Yeerks as aliens don't always feel super alien just because they're like little cultural sponges that just absorb human mannerisms all the time. So they just feel like sci-fi humans in a way. Like They talk like humans. They understand the world like humans do. This was also happening earlier because there were some guards they were overhearing the conversation of, and like just their little bitching is like it was so human in a way that like I really appreciated. It's just, I think it really adds a dimension to them that I didn't really think about before until they started throwing around like human idioms and cultural references and stuff like that, and I was like, oh,
totally.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that is really interesting, and it like makes them scary too, because it's so easy to start thinking of them as humans, and then they show complete disregard for human / all life, and you're like, oh
yeah,
oh no.
yeah.
And Taylor stuns everyone, and I at this point wrote, quote unquote, what's happening thacken you space ? Because I just clearly didn't know what to do, because I was like, is she gonna like double cross? Is she gonna triple cross? Is this Rachel from the future? Because they kept saying how much she looked like Rachel. Is this like somebody else who is like morphed Rachel? I genuinely like had 17,000 theories.
I was thinking the same thing. Like, not one for one, but I was like, so she gasses, like paralyzed gasses everyone. She's like, oops, I guess I was the only one with the antidote. But it turns out I think she's just like kind of a troublemaker, and that's which is fun in a way that, and like everything that happens in this book makes me think we might see a little redemption arc for her later. Like,
I wonder.
Yeah, because
we don't actually see her die.
yeah. And I have the Wikipedia article open just for reference, and it says a little header says contributions to the series story arc. It says Taylor is introduced, which has me believe that she will be
interesting
present later. So
I just got so scared because I heard a scratching noise at my door.
Oh no.
But I looked over and I just saw 2 cat paws fully thrust under as far as they possibly can go.
Aww.
Wasn't a monster. I saw Us last night, so I'm a little on edge.
Oh sure.
Yes. Wasn't a monster, just a very needy baby.
Yeah, when I was going to close my door, Simba was like immediately on my heels, like, "Hey, I want in. Let me in." He doesn't want to do anything in my room. He just like wants the option to be in it.
Yep, for sure. So Rachel falls off of Tobias and she's left behind. Tobias is put in cube. There's a lot of cubes in this.
Yeah, and so he was halfway through, quote unquote, demorphing into Andalite.
Yes, yeah.
And then he's like paralyzed and then put into a box and carried around, and he's like, "This sucks on ice."
Yeah. And he can't, like, reach anyone with thought speak, and he's basically like, Rachel's now, like paralyzed as a fly. She could get stuck as a fly. She could get stepped on. I don't know where anyone else is. Last time I saw Axe, he was running for his life. Like, fuck. I don't know. And then Visser 3 comes in, and in just a little comic relief from my own notes, he's like, all right, time to test the anti-morphing ray. Bring in my scientists. And he brings in 2 scientists, and I wrote down, I ship the scientists. And then within 3 sentences, Visser 3 kills the scientists. And I was like, so
tragic,
my notes just go,
tragic love story.
Yep, I ship the scientists. My next bullet point is, well, the scientists have been fed to the taxon, but I bet they kissed before that.
Oh, it's good. Well,
yeah. It's still slightly shocking to see human controllers killed, not on screen, because they're just thrown into a taxon pit and the taxon pit is closed.
Yeah.
But, like, killed on screen.
We've all seen what taxons can do. We know. Yeah. Oh, boy. Yeah.
And it's really interesting. Tobias keeps, it's not, Taylor isn't like Rachel just in that she's hot and blonde. He also keeps being like, ooh, she's so, like, violent and a little unstable. And I love the line he says at one point. He's like, no, but inside, she and Rachel are like night and day because this person is evil. And then he's like, well, they're at least like night and twilight. And it's like, oh.
That is way more close.
Oh, you worried about Rachel, bud? Huh? I think you might be.
Oh. Rachel will be fine.
We get, I want to say 204 pages of Tobias being tortured.
It is so intense. And it's like intense in a way that I don't know if we can really recount the details of, just because so much happens.
Yeah, my notes pretty much fall apart because it's really, and this is what I meant about it being so cinematic. This entire sequence is explicitly visual. It's very much Tobias walking through his own memories and those memories transforming. It's like if it were on film, it would be an amazing dream sequence.
Yeah.
And there's flashbacks, like he has a flashback to being a little kid and like winning a prize for his art and asking his uncle to like celebrate it with him and his uncle not giving a shit. And then he also gets, because it's basically a torture device where she can not only give him physical pain but emotional pain, and then also give him emotional highs.
Yeah.
Like show him all of his happiest memories to like compare and contrast. And he's basically struggling between trying to hide his human self away so that he can survive the pain, and then having it brought back out by all of these like really positive memories. Like he has happy memories of petting his cat real good, which I identify with so much.
Yeah, right? When you make a cat super happy, it's like there's nothing like it.
We get the visual of like, I think this must be when they rescued those rabbits when Tobias killed their mom, right? And they rescued those little rabbits. And we get a detail that Marco named 2 baby rabbits Parsley and Pansy. It's so explicitly said that Marco named him, and I love that.
That's so adorable. It's like not even a joke, it's just adorable.
It's just adorable. And it's like long. It's explicitly said that he like it gets so much physical pain that he like shits himself. Like,
it's rough.
It's like, I know that we've joked before about this being a kids series, but like
this is probably the most intense it's ever gotten.
Yeah.
Like, and
this is the kind of thing, like, if I read this as a parent, I would not be sure about letting my kid continue this series until they were of a certain age.
Yeah. I was like, because these are like marketed towards middle schoolers, not like high schoolers. You know what I mean? It's like,
yeah, totally.
Even though this would be a very, very intense book for high schoolers, or like young adult, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
yeah, it's a lot. And we like. Oh, I just keep thinking about it because and it's like from Tobias's perspective, like we are like feeling all of his pain with him.
Yeah. He starts
And
to
it's
dissociate himself like from his human
yeah.
self and his hawk self because the hawk can like compartmentalize the pain basically.
Mm-hmm.
Like it can, you know, be detached from it because it's not sentient enough to really understand misery, I guess. Just pain is just pain and that's
Right.
whatever, you know?
And it's like the whole point of the torture is to try and get information out of him, and he's like, my human self knows that if I give this information, then I can end this. But my hawk self doesn't understand that. My hawk self doesn't understand that there is a possible end to this, and so it's not trying to escape. So I have to be it. Ugh.
Yeah. It's
It's
really
just
interesting. Also horrible, but you know.
yeah,
Uh,
totally.
mhm.
And then we sort of get when Taylor starts to get really frustrated that he's not breaking. And it's it's interesting to have it be like she's constantly threatening him, like, if you don't demorph soon, you're gonna be a hawk forever. You don't want to be a hawk forever, do you? And it's like, you don't even know.
She says this several times, and it's like,
Several
and
times.
every time I'm like smug about it.
Right? I know. I feel like a little bit of like yeah. And he basically gets her talking. How do you feel about I really like this character. There's a lot I like about like how she starts talking about herself. I don't know how I feel about her origin story.
Yeah, it's so what I really, really, really like about this part is the constant change of pronouns between I, she, and
Me
we.
too. I wrote that down as well. It's chilling and it's so good.
Yeah, and it works really, really well. So her
Yeah.
origin story is essentially that she was in a house fire. She was super, super popular. She was in a house fire. She's all deformed now because of the fire. And then she's
And her
like,
parents died in the fire, maybe?
I think so.
Yeah.
It's not. Well,
This all
I think her mom
it's
is still alive at least because she
yeah.
was going to
Oh,
transfer
she was the
over.
police. Yes, she
Yeah,
was
she
the
was going to
police. Yeah.
transfer over to her mom, but she was like, no, I want this because she's got some sort of attachment to her host body, basically. Um, yeah, it's
Yeah, so she was a voluntary controller basically because the Yerks were like, "Yo, we can like give you artificial limbs and we can like give you the surgeries you need to like look like yourself again and all this kind of thing that like we can actually give you that medical care," which I thought like I don't know how I'm sure it was poignant still in the 90s, but I feel like with American healthcare where it is now, like, 20 years later, somebody being led into terrible evil so that they can get the health care that they need
mm-hmm.
is like an even more poignant commentary on the
Yeah,
system than it was at the time.
for sure. Um, oh, but I think what was really illuminating about this part is that there was so we have these constant shifts in like perspective and who seems to be talking at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and she's talking about how it was the sharing who offered her all of this, and then she was a quote unquote voluntary, controller,
Mm-hmm.
but so she agreed to all these things technically, but really didn't know what she was getting into, and
Sure.
the subvisor is like, how could she have known?
Yeah,
Like really
totally.
sympathetically. Obviously, Taylor is it has done some very reprehensible things in just the first book she was introduced, but
Yeah.
there's this really really obvious tension between her duties as a yerk and her like the intense empathy she has for her host, and
Sure. Yeah.
it's interesting, and I'm very very curious to see what they do with it, I guess.
Yeah, I was really intrigued by that because at first I bristled at what seemed to be a fairly straightforward, like, oh, poor popular girl realized she didn't have any real friends. Like, not discounting how much it sucks to realize you don't have real friends. That is devastating. But
Hmm.
it just felt too plain for me. And then it was basically a story of like a community completely failing somebody and them getting recruited into something more powerful than them.
Yeah.
Um, which also might have some relevance in 2019.
Yeah.
uh, you
Definitely.
know?
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
and Yeah, it's incredible. It's so good. And then now that we've had two series of just complete insanity, we go into a new one where Tobias starts to experience Elfanger's memories.
Oh yeah.
As an Elfanger is like, hey, don't be afraid. Like, don't be afraid. Come with me and experience all of the highlights of my life, and then how I died. Which is that comforting, Elf? I don't know.
I love him. He's
Fucking
an idiot.
Andalites. And we get Tobias very much about to die, and recognizing that he's about to die, and being sort of gently carried into this by his alien dad. And then he just sort of comes back because he stops, like, she takes her hand off the button, basically, where he's being tortured. And everybody came. And this is, I think, especially affecting after, because while he's being tortured a few times, he's like, how could they abandon me? Why aren't my friends here? Because he's just in so much pain, he can't recognize that, like, what he was saying before, where he was like, oh no, everybody's in trouble. And then he starts to be so hurt that he's like, why did they leave me here?
Right, yeah.
Where is everyone? And then everyone's there. They came in on fleas. We just get this incredible visual of, like, Axe appearing out of nowhere. Like, literally, and Tobias, like, staring at him in confusion, and Axe being like, yo, Toby, stop staring at me. Everyone's here. We're all fleas. Let's go.
Yeah, and basically doing the thought speak version of, like, putting a finger to his lips and just being like, it's totally cool. Chill.
They, very early on, I loved this Chekhov's gun that I didn't even realize was one, which I don't know if that maybe that might not be a Chekhov's gun, but the way that this, like, looped around, where early on when they're meeting in the barn, Cassie is taking care of this dying eagle. Even though she has admitted, she's like, no, this eagle is not going to survive. Like, there's no way. We're just going to try and make it as comfortable. Ooh, this is rough for what I'm going to say right after this. We're going to make it as comfortable as we can in its limited amount of time left. And then the way that plays out is that they all turn into fleas and get on this eagle and let the eagle get captured as an Animorph.
Captured on purpose.
Captured on purpose. Eagle captured on purpose. And then they all come in as fleas, and then the eagle gets fed to the taxon. But, you know.
The sacrifices that have to be made so your friend doesn't fucking die.
Yeah.
This rescue plan goes so bad. Like, so bad. Like, I was just reading it and I was like, oh my god, everyone is getting very, very hurt.
Yeah, I sent you, when I sent you and Sarah that picture of me crying in the cafe, it's because, like, so Marco he sort of, like, rolls a whole bunch of, like, threes while he's trying to do all of his, like, stunts. And he gets up on some cables and they break, but he manages to catch himself on other cables which break or something, and he, like, throws himself onto something else, but there's two Hork-Bajir there and they start beating the shit out of him. And, like, it's constant. He's failing upwards, sort of, but very much about to be killed.
It's then, keeps rolling threes, but to a DM that, like, wants to see him do something cool, you know what I mean?
Exactly. He's like, he tries to do something, and then he's like, okay, well, you fail that, give me a dex, like, save, and then he gets that, and then the next action, he just keeps fucking up. But, or I guess it would, like, a 7 to 9 fail, or, like, it succeeds, but,
yeah.
And, he the thing that made me, like, I was getting a little bit teary-eyed in all of these, the one that, like, in quite a few points in this book, the one point that made me actually, like, well up and have to, like, take a moment, is that Marco is on top of this cube, this glass cube that Tobias is in, and Tobias is like, you're about to get murdered, like, I can see you being stabbed repeatedly, you're gonna die, you have to forget about me. And Marco just says, no. And I was like, oh my god.
Yeah.
I'm tearing up right now.
It is
Marco's
so
literally
intense.
just like, no, there's absolutely no way.
the emotions don't de-escalate after he's literally not being tortured anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I was like, oh, finally, rescue. I get to breathe again.
No,
and it's
we
like,
don't,
no,
we don't
you
get a
don't.
single tension break.
Yeah.
Like, literally a single, it doesn't at all. It just
Right.
keeps going and keeps getting worse.
Mm-hmm.
Like, even when they finally catch Taylor, they don't, like, fade to black or whatever. Rachel capture. Well, and before they capture, there's a whole bunch of stuff about, like, the cube breaks, and now everybody's bodies are being dragged through broken glass. Let's describe that for 2 paragraphs.
Yeah, it's so rough.
Like, there's, you know, Dracon beams are involved. People are getting shot. It's just keeps happening. And then Rachel... Oh, so Taylor grabs Tobias, who's trying to morph into an Andalite, and she, like, threatens to throw him over a ledge, and he manages to catch himself, but is very much aware that he's about to fall, and then Rachel grabs him, and then she grabs Taylor, and just starts beating her against a wall.
Yeah.
Like, it's so bloody. And then, of course, Tobias has to be like, Rachel, don't be like her. Be like Rachel. And Rachel's like, but she tortured you, dude. And he's like, yeah, but be the bigger person.
Don't
She's gonna
commit
die.
a murder.
To be fair, his point is not really be the bigger person. It's don't let this blood be on your hands when she's gonna die anyway.
Yeah.
Like, Visser 3 is going to kill her. You don't have to.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
And then, you know, they're all on a beach, and we learn that Axe likes to make kites.
It is so cute. It is like, okay, so it's like jarring, the fact that it's just like death, 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 death. Hey, beach. But like in a way that I was like, oh, thank God they're on a beach now.
I know.
Yeah, he likes making kites. He's making one out of plastic bags and like sticks or whatever.
Yeah.
He's like, it's weirdly soothing, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Just making and flying kites, which is absolutely adorable.
So good.
Mm-hmm.
And such a great fit for him when you think about, like, that it's basically just an exercise in physics. Like, that kind of thing. Like, oh my God, you know that Axe would be that, like, if he would be that kid who's, like, got really into making paper airplanes.
Yes.
You know, where everybody else would be like, hee hee hee, fold, 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 blink. He'd be like, now, okay, here's the thing. If you cut, he'd be that one who's, like, making the little, like, tail slits in the back.
Yeah, he breaks out scissors to make
yes.
paper airplanes, absolutely.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. Nobody has time for that, but he does.
And we learned that there's, like, an ancient Andalite superstition that memories can be passed through DNA that appear at your death to, like, ease your passage into death.
Yeah, that is so interesting that, like, there are, like, religious beliefs surrounding the concept of DNA.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't even think about it like that. Yeah. Totally. Because I was thinking about it, like, as just as basically a metaphor for intergenerational trauma. But yeah. I think that's more just the context of the books.
Right. It works. It works that way, definitely, for sure. But very, very literally speaking, the fact that Andalites are weird about science in a way that, and DNA in a way, they're very into DNA. Mm-hmm. That, yeah, they would have spiritual or religious beliefs surrounding it is super cool to me.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I love that. Mm-hmm. And then Rachel comes racing over the dunes, and she's like, nice day to be birds, huh? And Tobias is like, yeah, I love to be a bird. And then they kiss as humans, and then they go be birds, I guess.
Yep. Man, this, like, book was, I think, super jarring, especially compared to the previous one, which had some intense, like, emotional intensities to it, but was pretty light in its general subject matter. Well, it was a little bit more ridiculous, I guess.
Oh, the last one was Rachel. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It was just a little bit more ridiculous in the way that its intensities played out, whereas this one is just torture.
Yeah.
just straight torture. Straight torture as a ways to, like, examine how child abuse affects someone, which a lot of that, like a lot of, hey, let's unpack specific trauma that is happening here.
Because so much of the torture that isn't just the physical pain is him remembering being deeply unwanted.
Yeah.
Like, and then so much of his, like, happy stuff where he's, like, the stuff that has clearly caused, like, given him moments to, like, heal slightly was, like, people showing kindness to him.
Yeah.
And it's,
And it was always, even phrased in ways like it was just, he just would assume it was temporary. Like, there was this old woman, I think, who...
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm, and I can't exactly remember how it was specifically phrased, but it was, she, like, gave him the opportunity to, like, pretend like he wasn't alone, you know? Something like
absolutely.
that. And that's biased.
I know.
And
I just love him so much. I love all the other kids, but if there were one that I could just pluck out of the story and put somewhere safe.
Yeah, absolutely. No, absolutely. And it's...
Sorry, go ahead.
Well, I was just thinking that, like, even though he is surrounded by people who care about him and give a shit about him, such fraught circumstances, and he's also just a bird all the time. And
he's also just a bird all the time.
And it's like, it's obviously something he kind of leaned into at, first, and still, he has angst about it, but more, he prefers it to having to be in the human situation he was before. Yeah. But it's still, like, a pretty isolating experience,
Yeah, yeah.
I think just want him to have a hug.
I know. I just want to hug him a lot.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And the thing I was just thinking about was that with him leaning into it, it's interesting how many times, it's only a couple times that he mentions it, but it's enough that he talks about how his entire job is, like, security detail.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm the eyes and ears. And at a certain point, Jake, like, when he's wondering if Jake is actually being honest with him or just trying to, like, gas him up so that he's a better team player, is Jake being like, what would I do without you? Like, we need you, flying around doing your thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's interesting in the context of Tobias's whole life, where he's like, I found these people and now I will do anything to protect them.
Right.
Like, yeah.
Yeah. He's good. He's a good child.
He's good. He's a very good child.
Oh, man. Well.
Yep.
Honestly, things feel like they're kicking up. I'm really excited to see how the latter half of this series finishes off, because I feel like we are like a good 17 books away from, or more, maybe 20, from Endgame, but I think we are gaining momentum towards Endgame at this point, so...
Yeah, it's hard to imagine, like, how can there be any breaks before the end at this point, you know?
Right. Yeah, it's... things just keep getting more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so, because we have 23 books left.
Oh, do we? Oh, we have way more than I thought we did. Yeah. Well, they'll fill them somehow, I'm sure.
Yeah, because it's, the last book is book 54.
Yeah.
And then there's the Elemis Chronicles, another Megamorphs, and the one I'm very, very, very excited about in just about a month is the Visser book.
Oh, God, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, my evil himbo.
Uh-huh.
Oh, man. Well, yeah, so thank you all for listening to this week's Fear Baiting. If you want to support the show, you can go...
different one.
Oh, not Fear Baiting. I haven't even been on that in well over a month. Thank you for listening to this week's The Wonder Yerks. If you want to support the show, you can send us some money at patreon.com/fearbaiting.
Thanks to our $5 patrons, Michael Kaiser, Paul Moran, Kid Spindler, Paul Bechtel, Ducky Aisha, and Sophie.
You can tweet at us at The Wonder Yerks on Twitter. You can rate and review us on iTunes if you want to do that. Those are the things people say. You can also check out our sister podcast, Fear Baiting, which is the one that Sarah does, who's not here today, about horror movies. You can also check out her other podcast, Henry Kissinger's Pokemon Going to Die, and all the other podcasts at the network. We are hosted by Noisepace.xyz. If you want to find me online, you can do so at Blairkitch on Twitter, and Blairkitch literally everywhere else online.
Yeah. You can find my other podcast where I make little songs to solve little problems at Musical Mole on Twitter. You can find me on Twitter at Nudity with an EA instead of a Y. That was my ginger ale. I apologize. I got a little excited to drink it and maybe, sort of pop the top a little early there.
Oh, who can blame you, honestly?
And I'd just like to apologize one more time for the fidget spinner in last episode. I went to Sarah and I was like, hey, there's some weird noises in your audio. Did you change something? And there were traffic noises. And she was like, oh, I think that it's just the time change and maybe my window was open or something or whatever it was. She couldn't quite figure it out. And I was like, also there's the sound of running water. Were you beside a bathroom or something? Or was somebody in the kitchen? It's not a problem. I'm just really curious about what the fuck it is. And she was like, I don't think that's in my audio. I'm listening now and I don't hear it. And I was like, oh no. Because I reached for my fidget spinner while we were having this conversation and heard zzz, and I was like, oh, it's my shitty dollar store fidget spinner. And it's throughout the entire episode. I was holding it as far away as I could, but it's apparently very loud. So now we know.
Yeah, I didn't say anything because I didn't want to be rude, but and I didn't even know it was your fidget spinner. I was like, someone's vaping right now. I hope that's doing them well. I hope they're having a good time vaping during the podcast.
Yeah.
Well, thank you all so much for listening. We will see you again in 2 weeks. But until then, I have been Blair.
I'm Seda.
And remember, keep your hand on the escort device.